Good morning, boys and girls. I'm glad to be back with you again. I really miss being here in the classroom with you every Sunday morning. But I can still tell you about Jesus and the stories that come from the Bible. And our story today is about Paul. Remember, Paul is a friend that met Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he had a big job to do for Jesus. He was going to tell everybody that he knew and everybody that he saw who Jesus was. He would go to the temple, which is like their church, and he would talk to all the people in the temple. Well, not everybody liked what he said, and there were a lot of people who got mad at Paul. They were angry because he was talking about Jesus being God's son. They didn't believe that, and so they put Paul in chains. They put chains around his wrist. They wanted him to leave. They drug him out of the temple, and they were yelling, and they were telling him to go away. And the soldiers heard this commotion, and they thought Paul was probably doing something wrong. And they came, and they couldn't understand what Paul had done because everybody was yelling so loud. They asked, shh, but nobody would quiet down. So they decided that they would take Paul with them and move him away from these angry people. Well, they started to move Paul, but Paul said, wait, can I talk to these people? Can I tell them something? And the soldiers let him talk. And Paul told them, Paul said, I used to be very angry when people would tell me that Jesus was God's son. I used to think that they were wrong and that they needed to be quiet. But now Jesus and God have told me that I need to tell others about who Jesus is. So God has told me to tell you that Jesus is God's son, and I'm obeying God. And that's what he wants me to do. Do you know Jesus wants us to tell others about God wants us to tell others about Jesus? God wants us to use our voice, to use our gifts, and to tell our friends, our family. God wants us to share with other people just like Paul did. So I hope you can, and I hope you have a great day, and sometime today, tell somebody about Jesus. Have a good week.